Civil Rights Storytime with Kim. Today we'll be going over Phyllis Schlafly. Born in St. Louis, Missouri on August 15, 1924, Phyllis McApplin Stewart was raised in a middle-class Catholic family. Growing up in the Great Depression, her first encounter with women in the workforce was her mother. Her father was often without a job, so her mother worked as a librarian to support Phyllis and her younger sister. Pursuing a right to education, she completed her master's degrees in political science at Harvard before working as a conservative researcher in Washington, D.C. She later returned to St. Louis as a librarian to marry lawyer John Fred Schlafly, who was 15 years older. She took his last name in 1949, then moved to Alton, Illinois to raise her 6 children. She ran for Congress in place of her husband, who denied the suggestion. She often posed with her children or cookware and published it in news articles to show the media that despite her political career, she still prioritized being a domestic housewife. After running for Congress and losing, Phyllis soon took on the leadership role with the Daughters of American Revolution in Illinois, also serving as the president of the Illinois Federation of Republican Women. Phyllis hosted a radio show where she discussed national security, the threat of communism, and the dangers of the United Nations. She was a strong woman dedicated to what she perceived was the best choice for women. Her perception might have been warped due to her experiences in childhood, seeing her mother constantly work to support her family while her father remained jobless, describing herself as a defender, not an opponent, arguing that being a wife and a mother came first under the protection provided by her husbands, as she felt the ERA might actually threaten women's rights in a divorce or with property. Phyllis Schlafly came to national prominence in 1964 in a self-published book, A Choice, Not an Echo, written in support of conservative politician Barry Goldwater. In 1972, Congress passed the Equal Rights Amendment, the ERA. Phyllis believed that American women enjoyed a privileged position. She pointed out how women in communist countries like the USSR had gender equality, but such equality meant more working mothers and more children in government-provided childcare. She believed this would threaten women's rights in divorce and man's obligation to his wife, and that it would add women to the military draft. Many opposed her viewpoint and brought up her lack of credentials to combat her stance on the effects of the act. In response, Phyllis was enrolled in Washington University Law School in 1975. She graduated with a law degree in 1978. In 1975, Phyllis folded Stop ERA into a larger organization, the Eagle Forum. The pro-life, pro-family rallies included speeches, prayers, and music. Participants spoke out against the ERA, abortions, LGBTQ rights, and what they perceived to be society's assault on American values. Even after her eldest son came out as gay, she claimed he supported her stance. The original deadline to ratify the ERA was in 1978. By then, only 35 of the required 38 states had ratified it. Congress extended the deadline to 1982, but no additional states voted in favor of the amendment. In 1983, Schlafly famously sent 53 senators homemade quiches, accompanied by a note that said, "Real men do not draft women." The tactic was a play on words on a recently published book, Real Men Don't Eat Quiche. She went into her old age to write a monthly conservative news article, passing away in 2016.